Stephen, I'd imagine Herman Mashaba in very high spirits tonight.
Thembekile Mkhatshotho, as always, you are correct. Herman Mashaba is in very good spirits, it seems. He is, of course, the leader of Action SA, one of the parties that's really done, from what we can see, fairly well. Let me use the word fairly for now. We'll ask him how he sees it. Mr. Mashaba, good evening. Thank you for your time on the Pulse tonight. How are you feeling?
Well, mixed emotions, Stephen. I think it's actually an understatement that we did very well. We did exceptionally well in the history of democratic dispensation. No political party 1 year old has ever performed the way we did. I think in Johannesburg to really be over 20% in just 1 year with all the challenges we experienced with the IEC. Honestly, it would really be unfair for us, for me in particular. No, I'm not happy with the result. I would have wanted to really get outright majority, but I'm a pragmatic person. I understand the dynamics, and at the end of the day, I'm really proud of my team, proud of our people out there who gave us the support. And I think the kind of results that actually makes me actually more excited is to really look at the profile of our voter. We're the only party actually that appeals to South Africans across the board.
I want to come to that, but first just to remind you that Cope got 1 million votes when they were less than a year old in 2009. I mean, they did.
No, look at Stephen. They got what? It was what? Under 10%. We got 20% in the municipality. So Cope got what's that? What's about 7-8%?
7%.
Yeah, 7%. We got just over.
In one
so far
municipality. We can argue that. The hyperbole.
No, it's not. Okay. But these are facts.
Sure. Well. Okay, where do you think your votes came from? And what I really am specifically interested in, because I know you'll have done your own analysis. You'll have done your own analysis before the voting, because you'll have known where to campaign. We saw your campaign, very cleverly targeted, if I may say. Did your votes come from DA voters, ANC voters, or both?
I think our votes came from non-voters. Remember our Heartful project? Getting people who have given up on voting. Those were our target market. But we knew in the process we'll get the ANC voters and DA voters. And I think obviously the biggest casualty here is the ANC in particular. I think, I mean, in some cases we trust them up to 40–50%. DA, we trust them between 15 and 20%. So the DA in this ANC in this particular case is the biggest casualty. But at the end of the day, they deserve it. I think we would have wanted to crush them even more.
The problem, of course, is now you have the votes that you have the support that you have. We'll wait for the final tally. What are you going to do with it? So, obviously, what I'm talking about is negotiations with coalitions are going to start. Who will you take calls from? I know who you won't take calls from.
Oh, you know, I won't take calls from the ANC. Please talk to them to really leave us alone. The other parties, it's up to them to come and talk to us. We open to talk because we like our country and our cities to work, more especially the city of Johannesburg. Without Johannesburg working, South Africa is not going to work. And we've got an opportunity. Action SA has brought down the ANC to just over 30%. I mean, it's fantastic opportunities, but it's going to be up to other parties. If they want to come and talk to us, we are happy to talk.
Are you going to make any calls yourself? Are you going to wait?
No, we're not going to make any calls to anyone. I think we are happy to really wait for calls, and we'll negotiate in good faith. One thing for sure with me, Stephen, when I negotiate in good faith. I always tell people with my grandfather. Really, I was really fortunate. I lost my father at the age of 2, and my grandfather was such a visionary. Really, I meant everything to him, and he was a man that taught me to every time when I act, I must act with integrity, and when people double-cross me, I must never give them a second chance. I must be brutal, but I must be fair. And I'll never crook anyone, but please don't crook me, because you crook Herman Mashaba, that's where you see my brutality.
Okay, so did the DA double-cross you? I'm just trying to work out.
Absolutely.
So you won't do business with them or the ANC?
No, I think, it depends of what kind of double crossing. I think, for me, really what made me cross was when they were having secret discussions with the ANC to remove me, because obviously I was pursuing corruption charges against ANC people. So ANC find an ally in the DA when the DA was not happy with me providing services to poor communities. So when they started having these secret meetings with the ANC, I realized, my goodness, for me, being the mayor of the city of Johannesburg, under the DA banner, I said, this is the last thing in the world I want. And I had to really leave the city without completing my term as a mayor. Very unfortunate situation.
Okay. I do want to ask you this. This to me seems to be your strategic problem now, right? And I mean, a lot of politics is about strategy and tactics. So you, Herman Mashaba, you're the leader of Action SA. You're one of the stories of this election. I mean, there's no doubt about it. The way that Action SA is done in Joburg is one of the main stories of this election. But now, what do you do next? So you've got less than 20% of the vote, a lot less than that. You're not going to be mayor of Joburg, right? I mean, I think no one's going to give you the mayoralty of Joburg because you will be a minority partner as mayor. It will be very difficult. So then the most you can hope for as Herman Mashaba is a position on the Mayoral Committee
Tell me,
of Joburg.
where do you get that? Because whoever is going to approach me, how far will they be from us? Because 1, 2, 3% majority, are they going to take themselves to really come out with arrogance that are a big party with 2, 3% above us?
So what you're suggesting then, because you won't do
no, look, what we're saying is that I think for us, we will negotiate with people who negotiate in good faith.
Sure.
And we're not going into these negotiations with a predetermined outcome. The only outcome that we want is our commitment to save society.
Sure.
Or broadly.
Sure. But you either can, but the two biggest parties in Joburg, I mean, there's no denying this, so the Democratic Alliance and the ANC. You won't do business with the ANC. The Democratic Alliance, that means that they would be the bigger party in Joburg.
Slightly bigger than us.
But they'll still be the bigger party.
Yes, slightly bigger than us.
So you think that they'll make you mayor again as the smaller party?
No, we're not going into this arrangement for mayorship. We are going into, if ever we go into a coalition, we're going to a coalition so that we can serve our city and our country.
Okay, so you're not going into it for the mayorship. That's great, thank you. But that means the most that you can hope for as Herman Mashaba is to be a member of the Mayoral Committee in the city of Joburg. It's actually a demotion.
Not necessarily.
Well, what other position is there?
No, not necessarily. You know what, Stephen? I've got a huge responsibility ahead of me. 2024 is around the corner. So in the event we don't go into government, actually will really free my space to really focus on 2024. Because I've got into politics, Stephen. I've had this discussion with you many times, and I want to remind you. My entry into politics to constitutionally unseat the ANC. And I've done it now in Johannesburg, Tshwane, and Ekurhuleni. And now we need to unseat the ANC in 2024. That is my big project, so that I can go back into business and allow good politicians who are public servants actually take over the running of government.
So would you go into the Mayoral Committee or not? So let me put the question in another way.
It's not important for me. Being a mayor, being I'm happy to really be an ordinary councillor.
So you ran as the mayoral candidate for the city of Joburg for your party?
Yes, but we didn't get an outright majority.
Yes, but you said earlier that didn't matter. You could still be the mayor. Let me put the question like this. Let me see where I'm trying to.
Let's see where you're trying to get to.
So you ran as a mayoral candidate in the city of Joburg. You said to Joburg residents, "Make me your mayor."
Yes.
And you know that's what you asked, a commitment from them.
That's right. Then they gave me just over 20%.
Sure. Will you make a commitment now that you'll spend 5 years in the Joburg City Council as a councillor for the people of Joburg when you ask them for a commitment?
No, Stephen, as I said to you, that I'm the president of Action SA. We've got a bigger project come 2024. Very, very important to really unseat the ANC way.
But you asked residents in Joburg for a 5-year commitment, so now you won't give them one in return.
But the people of Johannesburg have not made me a mayor. So I will serve as a councillor or any other position. But that does not really, obviously, make me abdicate my responsibility
so you will be
to run the seat, to run Action SA as the presidential candidate for 2024. I can do both jobs.
I'm not denying that. I'm just saying you will be a councillor for 5 years.
Is it illegal to be a...
No. That's not the question. Will you be a councillor for 5 years is my question.
No, because I'm the president of
But you can be
Action
both.
SA. No, you can't be a councillor and MP. It's not really possible.
Ah,
No, I think we need to really be honest with ourselves, and we're not really. You see, the problem with us, Stephen. I don't know if this happens all over the world. I think as politicians, we need to really be honest with society so that people actually understand our agenda. And I've been really very clear when I launched the party on the 29th of August last year that we are going to use 2021 local government election as a platform to allow, to demonstrate to people that we can constitutionally unseat the ANC and then focus on 2024. And now I'm the president of the party, so I've got to really at the same time, while I'm obviously in the city of Johannesburg, not actually forget to put structures for 2024, a bigger project so that we can unseat the ANC in 2024.
When the pandemic's over next time, they'll let us arm wrestle it out instead. Herman Mashaba, I appreciate the debate and the engagement as always. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the opportunity.
The leader, of course, of Action SA. Plenty more to come from the Results Operations Centre. Plenty more to come from our studios in Johannesburg as well on